Survival games have been around since the early 1980s, and besides a few standout titles like The Oregon Trail, there really wasn't a big draw to the genre. That is, until Minecraft came out and only became the highest grossing video game of all time. Starting off with the bare minimum of being forced to build a camp and search for new items and progression in the story is one of the key aspects of these games. Since Minecraft's critical success, there have been several games to take on the genre with a variety of different themes as well as core gameplay just to stand out from one another. A new contender to this genre is the action RPG Enshrouded. But what makes it unique? And should you be on the lookout for it when it releases?
Weakness is a feast for the mighty.
Developed by King Games, who also developed the game Portal Knights, comes Enshrouded, a cooperative survival crafting action RPG. The fools of the old world ruthlessly mine the earth for a magical elixir, and in their greed, your ancestors unleashed a pestilence that consumed the world. It's up to you to ignite the ancient power of the flame and piece together the fragments of a story that unfolds below the surface. I am unsure of the actual inspirations for the game, but if I had to guess, I would say that there was some major inspiration taken from games like Valheim and Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. One major difference between Enshrouded and a game like Valheim, which has seen massive success during its time in early access, is that the map for Valheim is procedurally generated, whereas Enshrouded's map is more like a standard map. At first this made me question the replayability to the game, however, I think the more that I played, the more I realized that there's a lot of potential for expansion, and with the different possible routes to take in the skill tree, one should have a fresh take on the game anytime they want to boot it up. You can even play with up to 15 other players, which is shocking to me because I don't even know 15 other people. But after playing the demo for less than 20 minutes and noticing the timer say that I had less than 8 hours of playtime left, I immediately shut it down and grabbed 2 of my friends to join me. I am extremely happy that I did this, as I feel like the game begs for you to grab a few buddies and take on its challenges. I think Enshrouded does a good job of standing out from the crowd. Nothing brought me more joy than to glide from the top of a tower, and I must say that while the glider is a bit overpowered for traveling purposes, it can still be really fun to use. The art does a good job of blending the world of monsters and the ruins of the old world. The level design and puzzle design may be a bit basic and predictable, but nevertheless quite enjoyable. One of my biggest gripes in my preview for the game Forsaken was how big and empty the map was. Enshrouded does not have this problem. It seems like every few steps you take will lead you to a ruin to explore, an abandoned village, an enemy encampment, or even just the ominous shroud that you must navigate cautiously or succumb to your fate. The enemy design's a little lacking and there were some technical issues, but I believe that this is something that would be worked on as the game continues to be developed. The skill tree is also a pretty neat addition to this game. My 2 friends and I immediately charged different paths on the tree to explore what it had to offer, and my time with the stereotypical rogue archer build was exactly what I expected. I do hope that there are some more impactful decisions in the tech tree that unlock crazy skills to really make you feel like your character is more than just a different class archetype. One thing I do want to call attention to is the building. While I didn't get to build nearly as much as I wanted to, the trailer for Enshrouded shows a lot of potential for it, and figuring out how to build a crazy settlement is one of my favorite things to do, although you probably won't be able to tell that by what I built during my time playing the demo. After playing the demo, I did my normal research on the game and the company that developed it. I had oddly enough seen a video on YouTube from the channel Your Favorite Son, where he talks about 10 of the worst reviewed games on Steam. It just so happens that King Games appeared on the list for their title, Sacred 3. King had mostly been a developer of mobile games up until Sacred 3, and while I never played it, Sacred 3 kinda looked like a mobile game, and subsequently wasn't well received by the gaming community, let alone the Sacred game series community. I only really found out about this after my time with Enshrouded, but believe me, I had no feelings of Enshrouded being any sort of mobile game. While lacking a bit of polish and some enemy diversity, as well as a clear understanding of what exactly is going to happen with the game when it releases to early access at an undisclosed date in 2023, the game does show a lot of promise. If they open up the demo again, I would highly recommend giving this a shot, as it had a strangely unique appeal to it that'll definitely scratch that itch you're looking for if you enjoy these types of games.
Flameborn, call upon your allies, and together take back your realm.
Just a quick shout out to my Patreon supporters, Relativity and Naughty Dog is King, as well as everyone who supports me in these videos. If you enjoyed, please let me know with a like or comment, but that will be it for this video. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and as always, be kind to one another.